What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Bona Fide Bullshit, the podcast. I am Eli, and this is
Angelica.
What is happening, everyone? And just real quick to let you guys know, for those of you guys who are inquiring, there wasn't an episode last week. No, that wasn't a fuck up. If you missed our story announcement, we're letting everybody know that this podcast is now a bi-weekly podcast. So we'll give you a week of some good shit and a week of it to marinate on it. By the time you marinate on it, you got more shit coming your way. So
you have to let it marinate. That's when it gets good, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, you're kind of hitting them with the 1-2 punches too fast, and you just kind of like boom, boom, pow, just kind of ease it in. But yeah, so just again, if you guys didn't get to notice, no, we did not just skip an episode. We still are on episode
34.
This is episode 34. And,
I already forgot that you told me.
Yeah, and I guess it again. I'm going to hit it home for you guys. It'll be bi-weekly, same for the YouTube. But we're also going to do our due diligence. For those of you guys who rock out with us on Instagram and check our stuff out, and I know some people tend to see some of our clips that we kind of put out there. We're going to try to, hit home and try to put out a couple more of those for you guys. Because I know some folks are like, I started to listen to it or I started to watch it, but then they get back into it and they kind of get in and out of it. So we kind of give you these little teaser clips to kind of reel you in and let you know what the show's all about. So, and especially for those people that, that might have friends or family or whoever that they're talking about the podcast, and because now there's so many. And you're like, do I want to invest in another podcast? Or do I want to really listen?
Invest in us.
Invest in us. These clips to show you, and our folks, our bona fide heads to share them with you. And, it's all about, bringing the content to you.
Especially our friends and followers who we don't get to see in person all the time.
Yes, that is very true. So
it was a long weekend.
It was as long as Taylor Swift's back.
Oh my god.
That's how fucking long the weekend was.
But it was a good weekend, and I feel really lucky that we were able to have like such good times this weekend, with our family and stuff like that. So like on Friday we went to the city, and as you guys know, we live in the suburbs, so we are not city goers often. But, we have a teenager, and it was a beautiful day, so we took him and one of his friends out and just hung out in the city, which was really nice. Like, it was the perfect Illinois weather. I think it was like, I don't know, like late 70s, something like that.
Yeah, about 75, 76 with a nice breeze.
Yeah, with a nice breeze by the lake. We took the boat a couple times. So it was really nice. And then Saturday was my dad's birthday. Shout out to my dad and Somo. He's not watching, but it's fine. I think sometimes he does. I think he always says, don't you have a podcast on a Wednesday? So it's really cute.
What time?
But he turned 83, which is amazing.
Truly amazing.
Yeah, it leaves me for a loss of words, I think. He's just such an amazing man, and I can't believe all of us have been lucky enough to have him this long, and for hopefully many more years to come. So
it's crazy. I want to touch back on that, but I'll let you finish with the weekend review real quick.
Yeah, and then what else did we do? Sunday we kind of just chilled. We were at a local carnival.
Yeah.
We went to a local carnival that we never get to go to because usually we're out of town, but this year we're not. So we got to go, and I think we sweat for like 4 hours straight at the carnival because it was like 90 degrees that day.
Yeah, it was.
I think more actually. I think it was like 90, 95 degrees, so it was hot as fuck.
No breeze, no nothing.
No breeze, so humid.
Steamy.
So fucking
steamy than a motherfucker.
But the things you do for the kids. Eli was so happy, beyond happy.
So he got gassed out himself and was like, "Fuck it." I tap out, like, let's go.
Yeah, oh my gosh. When we got home, first of all, I was starving. So I, like, quickly made myself something to eat and drink. And then I sat down. All I remember is looking at TikTok for a little bit. And then I fell, apparently I, like, knocked the fuck out. Because then Eli was like, I think it was a little bit after 6 o'clock. He was like, Mom, are you awake? And I was like, the fuck happened? I looked at my watch or my phone or whatever. And it's at like almost 6:30. I'm like, holy shit, I gotta get up. Jesus Christ.
Out like a light.
And I ran to the store or whatever, but then I thought when I got home, like, we should watch fireworks. Like, that's what people do on 4th of July. I couldn't make it.
Typically, like, before the pandemic, and obviously we're taking a year off, like, we typically leave to the Dells, with the Wisconsin
For
Dells.
my dad's birthday.
For her dad's birthday, and we hang out there during 4th of July weekend. And it's a fucking dope-ass time.
It's a fucking best.
All the hotels put on great fireworks shows and you can see everything. So yeah,
you
so
can
this year was
literally
like
walk out to your balcony and watch fireworks instead of like driving somewhere, finding parking, finding a space to watch, worrying about all the bugs and mosquitoes, like, you know, all that drama.
Yeah, it's such a lovely setup to where we've been so accustomed to doing that
this
you know, this year was like, I found the one firecracker that our neighbor gave me 2 years ago that I lit off, the half stick, that I was like, that was it. Eli's like, you don't got no more, Dad? And I was like, no, because I didn't know what we were gonna do. You know, we did try to squeeze a dozen, but now everything's the prices for everything is skyrocketing, and you know, so we didn't really get to plan or get into anything. So
I mean, like, I didn't mind it, honestly. Like, I don't feel like I missed. Like, I heard there were some really good shows, obviously, just coming out of the
Can we
pandemic
just
and
take
everything.
a second to address that, not just locally but nationally, the amount of people nowadays bitching about fireworks?
Bitching.
Is it because there's social media so you can see it now versus I didn't know what was going on in fucking New York or whatever? Like, now you see people share this shit online, but even like within our community here, people are like, oh my God, stop it, it's too loud, my dog's shaking, this and that. Like, I don't ever remember that much fucking bitching for fireworks.
I really don't think so. And I really feel like if we were to ask our parents, either of them, and say like that these things happened when we were growing up, I'm positive.
I wanted to fucking get in the car and drive over the border to Indiana to go ahead and get some fireworks, because the amount of bitching, and it was just like, oh my God, like you're scrolling online and I'll stop it.
And it's a lot. Listen, it's a lot. Like we see it on our like local Facebook group page, like, you know, what's happening in, you know, whatever your town is. And, you know, there's just a bunch of Karens bitching about what have you, but every year around the 4th of July, it could start like 2 weeks, but it'll start 2 weeks before and it'll probably last maybe 2 or 3 weeks after, while everyone is still running out of the illegal fireworks that they've bought. Yeah. So, but there's a lot. There's some people that bitch about it because they're sleeping. There's some people bitch about it because of PTSD. There's some people that bitch about it because their dogs, their kids, or what have you. But it's like, listen, America, it's like, this is nothing new. I get it. We have dogs too. My dog is literally freaking out the entire time. And
one is. The other one's like,
well, what can I do besides I try to hold her? It's okay. I get it. But at the same time, the fuck are you going to do? Stop people from celebrating?
Yeah,
you know, come on.
July, you know,
Jesus Christ, just get with it. Get your dog a Xanax. You know, give your kid some Benadryl. I don't know, like, the bitching is too much lately. And people are like fighting. It's like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
It's just like, there was like 200 some comments on the one thing, and I was there laughing at some of the comments from some of the guys.
Oh, I definitely
guys and gals, because there was gals in there too that were about the firework life and some of the shit that they were saying. But it's just like, you start talking about the 4th, and I just wanted to address. I'm like, man, I just felt like I don't ever recall. And I don't know, maybe it's because as every year we go on, social media continues to get bigger, so stuff gets shared. More people's opinions are out there, even though you're not asking. That's the other thing I can't stand. Is I didn't ask you for your fucking opinion, so don't share with your opinion.
Well, I think people maybe are more comfortable now sharing because, like, everyone's ultra sensitive right now. So they're like, well, if they're sharing about this subject, XYZ, I'm going to share about fucking fireworks. Get a life, Linda. Fucking go have some wine and, like, call the fucking rap.
Act like you're not already having the wine and taking a Xanax.
I was going to say, go take your Xanax. Down it with the wine and call it a day.
Come on now.
It'll pass. Like, it'll fucking pass. So
it will.
But I really did miss seeing the fireworks in Wisconsin. So that was a bummer.
To go ahead and rewind before we pop off the segment, Friday you were mentioning about us going downtown, and I grew up out there in the city, and I always get excited as we're going into it because seeing shit change. Places I hung out with, neighborhoods I used to roam, and seeing how things look different, or some things are fucking the same and maybe worse. But I always get excited, like I get giddy, like we're on a train,
sometimes
I'm looking.
Maybe good, sometimes maybe bad.
Going to Chicago, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. For those of you guys might know that reference. I'm a walking live meme impersonator. But I look and I'm like, man, this neighborhood's changed. Like, damn, man, this fucking neighborhood's got even worse, and I get excited to see a lot of that stuff and to see, and I get excited to my kids, like, look, Daddy used to live on that block, and look at Grandma used to work at that building, and look, Grandpa worked over there, but then even going downtown, like, even like seeing things or like new age stuff and how it's just bustling and jiving, Like
bustling and jiving. Those
Bustling
are some
and jive.
dad words.
Those are some fucking wash
Oh,
words.
it's the
'Cause
hus-
I was getting into a wash
It's all the
situation.
hustle and bustle, you know.
I was about to get into a washed example, and I honestly stood like right off Michigan Avenue, and 20, we'll say fucking 14 to 25, 26, 27, 28-year-old Eli would have fucking been loving to be out there. I would have been trying to fucking keep an apartment down there.
27, 28, you're already with me.
I'm saying, no, even then, when I was be with you, remember, I would always be like, I want to go back to the city. I want to go do stuff in the city. And then, like, I had to shift where it's like, you know what, I'm cool with that. Like, I would go there for a couple hours, get my dose, and then get the fuck out. Like, and it's even now, and I'm more alert.
It's nice to be there because it's beautiful. It's different scenery, than we get to see.
And see these buildings, see this stuff.
How long do we want to be down there for? Probably not that long.
Yeah.
Do we want to live there? Probably not. It's
Back in the day, I was all about that life, but now
and listen, it's amazing for families now. And I feel like if you have the right amount of money to live in the city, it could be great. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like it's expensive to live out there. Parking, if you want like a specific parking spot like dedicated to you,
it's all
like,
buildings.
That's expensive.
When you can't go out, you got to go up.
Yeah, if you want space in your backyard for your kids or dogs or what have you to play, that's a lot of extra money too.
You know what it reminded me of? Like when we were on the train back, and I was like, it reminded me of when I was hanging out with my big brother Willie Herrera down in Miami at his house.
Yeah.
And him and Giselle, his wife, so shout out to Giselle Willie, my brother and sister right there. We're talking about Miami Beach, about South Beach, and they're like, we haven't been there since like our youngest was born, and the youngest is like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
And I tried to think, I'm like, man, but you're not that far. And then I correlated like with me, like we're not that far from the city. We're about 40 minutes from the city. But it's like, to think like they're like, we don't even go to South Beach. It's the same vibe, like, and you think locally, like when you go visit, like I want to go to South Beach, I want to go ahead. It's like they're just like, nah, I haven't been there 15 years.
Or just when people are like, I have to visit Illinois. It's obviously always downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
Where else would you
People
visit?
are on Facebook Live, and they're like, oh, look, down that shot. I'm just like, okay, yeah.
There's some cool shit. But
there's some motherfuckers that shouldn't be allowed to be having Facebook Live. Let me just say that. I think there should be...
You guys, if you're Facebook Living in the middle of the day with like your flash on, no one's watching. No one's watching.
On
Instagram, don't have followers.
Hey, for those of you guys who are trying to do swipe ups on Instagram and you don't know why you can't, it's because Instagram unlocks that feature for a certain amount of followers so that you can promote if you're a business or what have you. I think they should do the same thing with Facebook Live. I think you should be involved in some type of thing that warrants it, or a certain amount of people to follow. Because people be hopping on that thing like...
And sometimes, like, it drops down. If you're, like, just on your phone, it drops down, and it's like, this person is live. And then you, like, go to, like, dismiss it, but then you click on it by accident.
And you're the only two watching it?
You're the only one watching it.
I think, and honestly, that has to be the quickest fucking thumb gesture I do. I'm like, like if I was doing something inappropriate, which I don't on my phone, and you're coming, I'm like, you know what I mean? You're like, you hear you fucking take it, and you go click, you're like, that gesture to get out of a one-on-one live is a 2-finger gesture with your thumb. You go whop to try to hop out, and then it's too late because there's a delay. There's like a 10-second delay. I noticed we're going on Facebook Live. We're gonna be like,
so bad.
Angelica just joined your live, and then they'll be like, what's up, Angelica? I see you.
Like,
10 seconds later, oh, she's out.
Yeah, so embarrassing.
But yeah, I just think that feature should be, it should be a feature that should be unlocked for people, and you shouldn't be doing that. And if you see people doing it, it shouldn't warn. But yeah, people were doing the whole live thing, and
it was a lot. It was a very touristy day for us because even when we were there, like I said, we were with our teenage son and his friend. So we're like, all right, where do you guys want to eat? We're, pick a place, wherever. And of course, he picks Lou Malnati's. Because that's like
the most fucking touristy thing
you could do in the city, where people think that Chicago pizza, which by the way, it's not Chicago pizza. And anyways, we have Illuminati's out here, like little ones that we order pizza from sometimes. Like it's not anything special, So it's like of all places, oh my god, this is such a tourist day, a tourist day.
Today, motherfuckers are like, man, Eli's really on it with calling people out. That has to be a touristy spot when we sat down and the waitress is like, hey, you guys from around here out of town? And we're like, no,
definitely in town.
30 minutes up the road.
Not far.
Yeah, because that's like the one downtown, like where all the tourists were. And you could tell because
it's Illuminati's and Giordano's, and people from not from Illinois was like, oh, Chicago pizza. I mean, it's definitely a Chicago
staple.
Staple and another form of our pizza. But I personally don't think it's like the main pizza of ours.
And I try to tell people that all the time. And it's even people that listen. I know a lot of people listen to this podcast out of this state, and always ask, you know, if you guys need recommendations for pizza, I would not send you there. Again, those are like, you know what's going to be going down. They got t-shirts and mugs like Lumona Chicago and a t-shirt and mug. Like, what the fuck am I walking around wearing that? Like,
I just don't know, like, when people think, oh, Chicago pizza, you know, Illuminati's and Giordano's are like deep dish. That's kind of what they're like.
AKA
known
lasagna
for.
styles, what people call it. New York's like, you guys in that fucking lasagna style ass pizza you guys got, and I'm always saying that is not fucking Chicago pizza.
It's definitely not.
I'm saying it right now, and I know other people try to fight this fight. Chicago style pizza is tavern style, paper thin crust pizza, cut in a lot of squares. So that it makes it look in your mind like you're eating more.
Always squares, not triangles.
New York does triangle. We do tavern style, thin crust. You know, a lot of little squares. That
just talking about it makes my mouth water.
Yeah, true fucking Chicago pizza.
Love some pizza
the deep shit, you know, the deep shit. It is the deep dish pizza. Don't get me wrong. I'll try it here and there.
Once in a while we have it.
Yeah, that's like one where you're like, you know what? I got a taste for a deep dish.
Or when they send us like from work or something like that.
Yeah, so you give, okay, cool, I got a deep dish, I'll eat it. But why I go out of my way, do it. All your little local spots.
Did you just have a really quick Italian accent right there? You're like,
okay,
I'll get it.
I'm going to put the sausage on the pepperoni. With a little prosciutto. But yeah, I mean, if you look locally, like when people go to their pizza places, whether it's your mom and pops or you're like, I saw semi-chains, like Moretti's like a semi-chain, but it's not really nationally.
Yeah, that's Chicago pizza though.
Yeah, it's, again, thin cut, real thin crust pizza, nice cut up in a bunch of little squares, and it's real fucking good. That's typically the pizza that is Chicago pizza. Like right now, I know the NBA Finals started this week, and I'm sure they're gonna, well, they're not playing a Chicago team, let me take that back. Whenever there's like big major games, they always go like, we're downtown at the Bean, and look at the lake, and oh, here comes that stuff, you know, pizza. And it's like, nah, that's not our pizza home. No.
I think it's just a marketing thing. I feel
what have we learned so far? Don't go on Facebook Live. Stop wishing about fireworks. And Chicago is thin crust pizza.
Thin crust. I feel like if you have to eat it with a fork and a knife, then like it's kind of lasagna. A little bit not pizza. You know, because pizza you hold. Like that's the fun thing about it. You hold it. You can walk. You can whatever. Yeah, you know, you don't sit there.
Fold it. You pick it up. You eat it. Boom, boom, pow. You're not forking it up and doing the whole shit and having a...
It's good. It's just not Chicago.
Yeah, it is just not. Before we guys, excuse me.
We're going,
Mind that one. Before we hop into this next segment, guys, that's what I was trying to say with that tongue twister. Jack is getting all worked up over the Facebook Live.
You're so worked up right now. It's crazy.
Shit.
Between the pizza and the Facebook Live thing, you're on 10 right now.
Man, let me take a breather.
Like you're having a day and you're taking it out on Facebook Live, honestly.
Yeah, fucking Mark Zuckerberg on Facebook Live.
You need to take a belly breath.
And the one viewers.
Oh my God.
I gotta remind you guys real quick. Of course, it's the part of the show we let you guys know, or I should say let you guys know, we let you guys in on a deal. A real good deal.
I love deals.
Mm-hmm.
Deals are my fave.
I know they are.
Yes, sir.
Support for Bona Fide Bullshit, the podcast, is brought to you by Manscaped. Who is the best in men's below the waist grooming? Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you the best tools for your grooming experience. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide.
A lot of people, babe.
It's a fucking lot. I'm one of them 2 million. We have an exclusive offer for our listeners. 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code BONA at manscaped.com.
Music to my ears.
Use that promo code BONA for your 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. I've been bragging all season of our show, or of our series here, about the 3.0. The 4.0 just dropped. Their no-nick technology
I'm a big fan.
is ridiculous. I mean, it's something that's awesome. For those of you guys who saw the video I posted on Instagram with their nose trimmer, every week I keep pounding this home to you guys. As a man and you want to do some self-grooming, Manscaped has all those tools. I personally love it. It keeps me in line. Again, I that no-nick technology is insane. Like, and it makes you wonder, like, who the hell did they do some QA, some quality assurance testing? Like, let's just keep passing this and see if you nick yourself. Because if you ever nicked yourself below the waist, God.
Hopefully they're not little animals.
Man, God, because that nipping yourself, that's a whole other fucking story.
That hurts, even for women. That's the worst feeling.
Yes, and it clips and the skin and it's soft, and then that's when you get like the most movement and shit happens when you're fucking hurt down there. Ugh. But once again, Manscaped, you won't have that issue. So make sure you guys head on over to manscaped.com, use our promo code BONA, BONA, and get your 20% off plus free shipping.
So going back to, I guess kind of going back to like our little city trip and everything, and kind of seeing a lot of people from different walks of life and more people coming out. I will say, I guess the last time we went to Chicago, which whenever that was, it was much busier, obviously. Now I feel like it was busy, but very toned down, right? Like it didn't feel so congested, or like we're walking down the street where we're just like weaving through people. Like people are starting to come out of their shells, right? Coming out of the quarantine shell. But something I did hear as of recently, and I don't know if this is true because, you know, I like to stay ignorant to things. But as I heard, they're not vaccinating kids anymore. Like they're stopping that.
That's a possibility because I know them doing testing, they still weren't getting the right results, and then you have some. Again, all this is like trial and error again, and the same thing with scientists. Like they're testing things out, and I know I heard a little hearsay here and there that because there was this mad dash like, oh my god, kids are getting it and they can still pass it on, this and that, and now there's this Delta variant that's possibly kind of coming up, and they might start making you wear a mask again by like the end of this month, and there's a lot of hearsay. Then they were saying
something like, well, kids aren't as I don't know the word, like susceptible to it, or don't get hit.
Or
as
their
hard.
System is like more like could fight it versus someone who's older.
So they're
but that goes with your like common cold. That goes with your flu.
Priority.
Yeah. So I mean, we've stand with our kids where we're like, no, I'm not gonna go ahead and do that and have them vaccinated. That's just my personal opinion. Am I knocking anybody else for that's their business? That's just it's a risk. I mean, it's just a risk in general. Life in general is just a risk. You know what I mean? This whole virus situation has been a risk for everybody each and every day. You know what I mean? There's people that have been like, again, I don't want to put names or anything like that, but there's an individual that I was talking to that said, oh, my wife, he goes, I didn't get vaccinated. My wife got vaccinated. She got it. And I was like, he's like, I don't know how she got it. And then there was another situation where...
He said, I don't know how she got it?
Being vaccinated, she's like, she's vaccinated. She still got it. She was all fucked up, blah, blah, blah. Another individual I talked to, and if whoever wants to talk about this one-on-one me, I'll give you the names and I could tell you the people. I just don't... That's just not my thing to put it on blast. Because I'm not making people like... People be like, he's probably making somebody else. Another individual I talked to said he got the shot, and this was in the case of it, the shot working. His wife did it, she got it. He's like, oh, I was all by her, and I was on top of her. We slept in the same bed when she was sick, because I was trying to test to make sure the virus worked. And, he's like, and the virus didn't do nothing to me, and my shot worked. So again, you're seeing both sides of it. So I just gave you an example of one situation where a lady that had the shot got it, and one where a guy had the shot and his spouse got it who didn't have the shot, and he didn't get it. So again, it depends on the individual. This is a case by case
for sure
for individuals.
I mean, look, I had it and you didn't get it, but the kids got some form of it, you know. So you're the one who usually is the sickly person of the house, and somehow I'm the one who got it.
I think my body's going through this weird shift now, where like all my fucking bones in my neck and working out, and like I've got this neck pain. Like I think my body shifted from getting sick fast to like fucking the recovery and the soreness and the cracking of my bones, like
because you're getting old,
coming in bunches.
That's what happens when you get older.
I'm gonna start looking for the fountain of youth now.
Yeah, you should keep on looking for that. If you find it, let me know.
I mean, if I find it, I ain't telling nobody.
I'm gonna fucking swim in that bitch.
I ain't telling nobody.
I'm soaking in that bitch, and I'm not gonna leave it.
Maybe your dad might have found it.
He might have.
I mean, he's got a couple things here and there, but nothing major. But he's
got the usual like old people getting older.
The usual issues. Asian genetics.
Maybe. But us Asians,
because he'll fucking still drink.
We have good genes. I think we have good genes.
He does. He'll be like, he has, like I said, little minor elderly things that go on here and there. It's just typical and standard within
pains,
body.
Things like that.
But he'll be like, I still have a glass of scotch at night, or I still have this, or I still do that, and hits it blah. I still move around, and your grandmother
they go
too,
fishing. He goes out all the time. He drives. Like
he gets it in.
Yeah.
But I think that's the key. I think the key is you continuing to keep
Continually. Continuously.
Jesus Christ.
Continuously
to keep moving every day in your adventures. I think you go ahead and you keep your body fresh and going. Because your grandmother's 96. Nana is 96.
Yeah, I think she's 96. Yeah.
So she's got that whole dual birth thing going on. But she's like 96, 97 years old.
For some reason in the Philippines, they like always seem to have like fuck up birth dates on your birth certificate. Like my mom's birthday, her real birthday is the 12th, so I always celebrated the 12th, give her birthday gift and everything. But on her birth
certificate.
Why can't we talk today?
I don't know.
It was the weekend.
It's in the air.
On her birth certificate, it says January 13th. So, and on Nanay's, which is my grandma, Nanay means mom in Filipino actually. But anyways, I don't know what it says, but it doesn't say her real birthday. So I don't know what they have going on.
But hers is like literally off by like a year.
A little off, back in the day.
The midwives
the system wasn't very good. So
the keeping of the paperwork processes wasn't as on point.
Yeah.
But yeah, she and I remember her telling me like even when she feels sick, she still keeps moving. That lady still cooks. She still does her thing. And I think because like one of my grandmothers in the past totally just kind of like gave up on shit. She was just like, She would always like do the scenario of like I can hate when people do this, is when you put all the time and effort of thinking of what it's going to take to do something instead of doing it.
Yeah.
So she'd be like, then I gotta do my hair.
I hate that.
Yeah, she's like, I can't go out with my hair like this. So I have to do my hair, but then I haven't got an appointment to do my hair, and then I gotta go down. Then I gotta get a ticket for the bus, and then to get the ticket for the bus, I gotta go to the bank, because then I gotta get the money out of the bank. And she's like 20 minutes in explaining what she could have been done. And it's like, you could have already been out the door with your shit on and went out and enjoyed life. And she passed away young.
Yeah.
Like she just tapped out on life. And I know she didn't want to give out on life, but she just was like, fuck it, I'm just done. And I think if you have that mentality, that should eat you up.
Totally. I think if you mentally give up, your body will soon follow. Whatever you tell yourself in your own brain, I'm strong, I'm smart, I'm stupid, I'm not healthy, your body will just fucking follow, So
it'll be like, okay, cool, we're done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and she's 96. She lost her husband really young. I want to say maybe her early 40s or something like that.
Yeah. Because your mom was so young.
Yep, she was really young. But she never remarried. But she just kept like trucking along.
Yeah.
She still cooks for us, like family parties, all the usual Filipino dishes that you're supposed to have at parties that are, good luck or tradition and stuff like that. She's the one who cooks.
And even on a regular, if I go to pick up the kid, she's trying to feed me something. I'm like, no, I'm fine. No, here, take this. No, here, take that. And I'm just like, no, I'm fine.
It's just amazing to have so many generations of family, there. Like seeing her with Eli always warms my heart because, not many people even get to
experience their great grandmother.
Because
you didn't get to experience your grandfather on.
I know
your dad's
no
side.
Other grandparents except for her, so I feel like super fucking lucky.
Because your brother met your father's parents, but he was so young.
He was so young.
Never got to meet him.
Yep, they all passed before I was born, or I was like right when I was born, so I was super, I didn't know. So she is the only grandparent I've ever known, and I just feel like, man, I feel so fucking lucky like that. She's so fucking awesome. Like, she's such a huge part of our lives, my life specifically. Like, she stayed here. She came here to take care of me. She convinced my parents to have me. They weren't going to have another kid. So that's how I showed up. So
that's how you showed up.
Yeah, that's how I got blessed into this world. So
yeah, I mean, it's something where you put it in perspective and you think you have milestone birthdays like your dad this weekend, and yeah, you think about life and you think about keeping on trucking and keep doing things and keeping your head above water and being blessed. At the end of the day, it's definitely a blessing. A lot of people don't get that opportunity, and yeah, it's definitely a blessing. And it's also a blessing for us to be able to spend that time. Your grandmother's like the grandmother that I never had, and I'm real close to her, and I know every time I see her, she gives me a big old hug, and it just feels like just a warm hug. Like I said, you could just they don't make grandmothers like that no more.
I know, she's the best.
Yeah, they don't make grandmothers like that no more. The grandmothers we see now are on Facebook Live.
Yeah, exactly.
These grandmothers now be like fucking 40 years old. That's my grandbaby.
No kidding.
Oh,
okay.
Gotcha.
What's the other thing I was thinking about while I was driving today? Where is that coming from? Anyways, doesn't matter. I saw Subway, and now,
Like, I gotta taste
first
it.
of all, I never, First of all, that's not a place like I would ever want to go to.
I can't remember the last time we ate there.
In Mexico, because we were so desperate for food, and it was close by, and you guys are so picky that we would
That still was like 3 years ago.
Or if not more, we would get I think there was some chicken sandwich, and we would ditch the bread and keep the chicken, so that was chicken fingers for Eli, remember?
Yeah,
and we
got
kept buying it every day.
Which is like your salami, your cheese, whatever.
Yeah, Martin, whatever. But anyway, so it's not a place that I'm like, oh, Subway's so great or whatever. But now that you had told me the other day about the whole tuna fiasco, now I can't stop thinking about it every time I see it. I'm like, do people still go there? Do they think about that whole tuna thing? But listen, first of all...
For those of you who don't know, it's reported that they're tested multiple samples of their tuna, and they came up like 100% not tuna.
And I don't know about anyone else,
other shit.
But like, I really liked their tuna.
Oh, it was like
I swear to God, like the last time I probably got Subway, I was probably like in very, very desperate need of food while I was, out at clients and I had no food with me. I think I got their tuna sandwich, and I've always liked this.
There was some controversies. The last controversy was the motherfuckers that took their time, the petty motherfuckers that took their time to measure the sandwiches, be like, these are not really footlongs. I'm going to the Supreme Court. These are not footlongs. Look, coming up 11 and a quarter. And now you got people like, they like meticulously, somebody had to tell, to me that's some insider shit. Like, somebody was like, yo, I don't work for them no more, and they did me wrong. You know what?
Yeah, maybe.
Test the tuna.
Maybe.
It's fake. Or someone, hey,
But then part of me is like, you know what? I eat a whole lot of other shit that's probably pretty sus too. What else do I eat that probably maybe isn't or has other random shit mixed in it? I don't know. Everyone says like American cheese. What the fuck is it made of? I don't fucking know, but it tastes really good.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? But those are the kind of things. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm driving and I'm thinking of that, and then it led me to like, all right, well, like I said right now, like what else? What else do we eat? That's kind of fucking weird. And I thought, and then I went to thinking when we were driving the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe just ignorance really is bliss, and that's why I sometimes I choose to stay ignorant, whether it's about the news or about like I just don't want to know. I don't want to see it. Yeah. I don't want to hear it, and if I don't have either of those things, I feel fucking good.
No evil, see no evil, speak no
evil.
Yeah,
and then when I start seeing it, like we were driving the other day, and we were driving by this truck, and we're like, oh, it smells. Yeah, it smells. It smells like farm animals or whatever. And I'm driving, so I'm not looking. He's looking. He's trying to see what they are, and I thought probably horses or something. It's one of those big trucks, metal trucks, and it looks like, there's horses in them. And he looks, and he's like, it's pigs. And I'm like, what?
And they were all sleeping off you.
It's so cute. And I was like, what?
And the truck
I'm like driving, I'm like, stop! And he's like, just look really quick. And I'm like looking.
And you can see their shadow with the knife.
Like side-eye. They're like on their sides, like, so cute, sleeping and stuff like that. I'm like, this is why I don't like seeing that kind of stuff. Because, like, I'm an animal lover. But fuck, I love fucking bacon too. And I love fucking pork chops. Like, I like that shit. But then I see it. And I'm like, it fucks me up in the head. It's just like when we watched that Netflix documentary about a year and a half ago, and I couldn't eat fucking chicken for like over a year. I still want to eat it now. I really don't love it, to be quite honest, unless it's in like Chick-fil-A form. Yeah, but shit. Like I still till this day don't love it. I eat it because it's a source of protein, but literally that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Don't you feel like there's things like, I don't know about you, if there's something that you like, to you is the same, like ignorance is bliss?
No, because I'm always with the in the now. Like I always.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm the one that's feeding you shit. Like today, we're eating dinner. I'm talking about Jeff Bezos stepping down as the CEO and going as a chairman. Like I'm always up to date with like shit that's happening, current events. Like I've always been a big current events fan. So like I'm always.
You just like knowing shit about like everything. It can be history, politics, just like literally pieces, anything.
Like I said,
or like that every city has an alderman. Like whatever.
And you ask me what an alderman is, and then you're like, oh, there's more than one, and I have to use a fucking Chicago fire show as an example. Then you're like, so oh, like that.
He was like, yeah, like in Chicago Fire when like Casey applied to be the alderman of Chicago
for
like,
that neighborhood.
Oh,
and you're like, oh, you're like, then you ask who's the older man of our fucking suburb.
I know, but I was kidding then.
Were you?
I was kidding.
There you are.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been another fun week rocking out with you guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in with us each and
How long
every
has
week.
it been?
And we're almost at almost 10 minutes over. We're almost 10 minutes over.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So we appreciate you
Likewise.
guys rocking out with us. Like I said, we'll go ahead. Once again, the alert has been put out. We are now going to be dropping these bi-weekly, so we won't see you guys next week, but we'll see you the week after, and you guys eventually will get acclimated with it. When the time our next show airs, I'll be here just back from Miami DJing.
Yep.
Down to 305.
Will it be?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this weekend you're leaving.
Yeah. Then I come
Well,
back,
then
and
a
then we
couple
get
weeks
breakfast
later.
show knowledge and
Mr. 305.
All right, y'all. We appreciate it. Continue to rock out with us. Make sure you guys follow us on all the social media platforms at Bona Fide _BS.
And hit the Bona bell.
Yes, on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and like.
Till next time, bitches. Peace out.